Usual, copy the link, send it to myself. My ninth live stream today. So I'll check the live is working. My ninth. Yep, you can hear the audio. Oh, right, now I'm going to tell everyone about it. We'll edit this out later. Okay, put it in the social media. Put it in the accountability groups. Put it in my co-sourcing group. And why not? I'll put a little story out. Just do one of these. Oh no, 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 no. I'll just do one of these. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, see if this helps as well. Put it on my stories. That I'm live. Cool. Let's see if people come along. But no worries if they don't. Right. Cool. So I'll get a proper start off at 35 minutes past, and we'll go for an. I always say an hour, and then it inevitably takes a little bit longer, but start the hour's timer now, see how it goes today. So we're starting half an hour later, so as my schedule, it makes sense to only do 1 hour versus what I normally do. But anyway, yeah, cooking is happening, um, which is loud with the extractor fan, but we've got to appreciate the other half doing the cooking tonight. So I'm not complaining. Just to put up with me doing a live stream on Sunday, meaning she has to do the cooking on a Sunday. So yeah. Right then. Let's do. I don't see if anyone's joining. Give it a couple of minutes, basically. Feeling so relaxed to it. So relaxed. Even if no one comes along, I'm cool with it. That's the best way to be. Perhaps my live stream's lost its novelty. A couple of times we got sort of 10 viewers. We'll see, we'll see. We'll let the evening brew. What's this something? What's the jumper I'm wearing? It's so like cuddly and relaxing. Right, 6:35. Well, so on each live stream that I do, I start by reviewing the week that I have had. So, start at the beginning of the week in terms of last week's live stream. We finished up analysing properties through a blueprint that I've learned from a chap called Martin Rapley. He has an ultimate deal stacker course. Standard price I think is 700 quid. And I managed to get it through Property Force for £1, which is a bit of a steal really. I probably would have paid about 100, 200 for it. Quite helpful. Would I have paid 700? I'm not sure. So you can get a discount on it. But you know, essentially, we broke down the deal. All right, so we broke down the deal. I did that for one other property, which actually two other properties. One which did seem to stack, one which didn't. So it's useful to kind of rule things out. Whereas on the face of it, I might have seen both similarly dated properties and gone to both of them. That's about 100k. Whereas actually one of them was 90 and the other was 130, and that is a massive difference. So yeah, it is good to be breaking it down, but I still don't have full confidence in myself from that course to obviously just the method there, which is why I wouldn't necessarily pay 700. The method there of break it down, but it's like, well, am I breaking it down accurately? Am I picking the right things from the blueprint and applying it in the correct way to the property? And obviously you can have one-to-one training with that guy to whatever work that out. But what I decided to do is post it into some Facebook groups, which is still something I'm learning how to do, believe it or not. I'm the generation that missed Facebook and we went straight to Instagram because it's better. Facebook I've struggled with. But I posted into the groups. I got one person come back to me and said, because I just posted my whole appraisal, like how I've analysed the property that we did last week. So last week I was saying 15k for a kitchen, 10k times 2 for the bathrooms, one at high standard, and the guy came back to me and said, well, we could do 6,000, 7,000 on that kitchen. It's like, right, okay. That's the only feedback I got. But actually, when I spoke to Paul about it, who I typically use for my builder quotes. He's in the dealers club if you are as well. Very helpful guy. He came back to me and said, well, look, I mean, yeah, you could do it. You could do it for 2k if you wanted to, but it's, how cheap do you want to go, and do you want good quality? And actually, top quality kitchens, 15 to 25k. Decent quality, 10 to 15. So I think saying 15 was fine, bordering on that high-end quality because it's a flip. All right, great. So then I had some negative equity properties. Let's have a look at my pipeline. Is this my pipeline? Yeah, it is. So I think I showed this last week, the fact that I was looking at some negative equity and also properties that for sale and to rent. So here, this one, negative equity. Another one, yeah, they're negative equity. Okay, so these are properties where, well, this one is particularly interesting that it is being sold. Where is it? Oh dear, live stream's laptop performance is particularly jittery tonight. No, does it not say it on this listing? I think it says it on the other list. For some reason, I've doubled up. I've got 2 listings on my pipeline, have I? Oh yeah, I put it in offer made. Really, that's just to spice up my pipeline and just organise it. Haven't really made an exact offer, but I made a proposal about a lease option, and here we go. That's what I want to show you. So yeah, it's particularly interesting here that it's 14% cheaper than it was sold only last year, and actually the market's gone up about 1% since there, 0.5%. Well, not much, not as much as inflation has. Adjusted for inflation, London is for sale right now, essentially. I can kind of move that one that's in here, actually, if I remove that from pipeline, because it's just doubling up. I do know it's with dual agencies. Anyway. Oh, this... Right, yeah. So, what do I want to say about those properties this week? Well, let's have a look at the one that's just here. Oh, follow up 2 years. So let's jump to the top of my pipeline. Property engine does stuff sometimes. So look, this one is 6% less than it was sold. But the significance of that is in 2016. So if you adjust that for the house price inflation, we are we shouldn't be lower than 2016 prices. Since 2016, a semi should have actually gone up. I don't actually know the exact, but it should be about 5%. You'd expect something like that rather than falling 6%. So here's the call. Aaron told me that the vendor is selling with a tenant in situ, which can be good for a lease option where you take over the mortgage and then so you've got cash flow straight away. And you just tell the tenant, I'm now your landlord, that kind of thing. The vendor's just looking to get rid of the assets, hired landlord. Okay, it's great to know. So I need to send him. I was going to send him my criteria for a lease option and an email regarding this property, putting a proper proposal forward. And then on the other one, I was going to, I think similarly, I was going to, what was I going to do? Email him, this guy. The vendor situation, this one is they don't want the chain to fall through. I think an offer on their property fell through, so they can't now buy the next one in the chain. So if they can't sell their house quickly, they're not going to be able to buy the property that they want to buy, and then the whole chain is going to collapse, and they're going to go back to square one. So to be honest, I need to be quick on this one because they definitely need speed. The issue was, so then I propped myself up and thought, right, on Friday, when I got back from my work trip, right, I am going to move the needle on these properties. But the issue is, I also had one come direct from an agent. This one, as you saw, he just told me, well, this one is for sale and to rent at the same time, which is another situation. So chain break was one. Another situation was a negative equity. One was negative equity and chain break. Then we had chain break. Then we had this one, which is for sale and to rent. My parents did this because it's like, well, the moment like you sell the property and then it's not cash flowing, it's like then you're losing out kind of thing. But I don't know whether that's the situation for these guys, or they don't mind if they just need some money, whether it comes per drip by a month per month, or whether, because this rental per month of 4,500, I looked up what a mortgage would be for this property, this value of property, and 4,500 is not going to cover the mortgage. So I don't think they actually will have a mortgage on this one. I was saying parents had a similar situation where they do have a mortgage, and when it's not tenanted, they're not covering it. So trying to sell, but then without a tenant is a really expensive way to sell for them. So I'm fully aware of that situation. I don't think, as I said, that's the case for this one, because 2.5 million. Well, I looked it up quickly. It's like 10k a month mortgage on that. I mean, blimey. So so yeah, they were the three I looked at, but I kind of realised on the Friday that I can't really go super quick with these ones. Like I said, on this one I sent an email, this one here, about the whole general gist of a lease option, but I had to do a lot of research on Friday in order to get to that point. These other two properties have actually told me the vendor situation. This guy didn't, he just sent it on through. All of these creative deals, whether assisted sales, lease options that I'm looking at, is you need to know the vendor's situation before you can then go and analyse the deals and then put an offer forward. So I was thinking, well, maybe, let's do a challenge, get an offer accepted in 12 hours. Well, actually, I couldn't put an offer forward without knowing the situation and then actually first just learning that. Watch a lot of videos on the lease options and ask ChatGPT and things like that. So I know it looks like a slow progress week, but I think I've done well to identify potential opportunities, but then stop myself getting into a mess where I'm in a situation of making an offer that I don't really understand. So I've done well there in a way. And in regard to this assisted sale, which we're going to focus on today, because I admit I'm not quite there on my lease option. I've got this, which I've made myself, which is to analyse lease options, but you can see there's quite a lot of it's blank, and I'm not quite there with it yet. I'm going to keep working on how to analyse a lease option deal and then move forward with those properties. Today, though, we're going to go the strategy that I do understand fully, which is the assisted sale. Am I getting distracted by the lease option side thing? I don't know. The assisted sale is a short-term lease option anyway. But what we're going to do next week is, because this one I called, I think it's called Glentree Estates. Yep. Follow up with them a couple of times. They said, look, let me review the email. I sent an email about an assisted sale on this one. Kind of to the vendor, like, well, we need to know what sort of price they'd be willing to entertain, and then we can go from there. It's a lovely big property. It's just got a dated kitchen, as you can see, and a dated few other things, but not too bad, honestly. I think it would sell. Just fixing the dated toilet, dated bathroom, just 3 parts of the house, really. The rest of it is fantastic. So this was an assisted sale, but he said, look, I'll get back to you on Monday, I'll need to review it. So that's positive. Like, he is properly considering my email. I don't want to rush anybody through anything. Okay. What I also did, though, which is going to help massively for this week, is I asked ChatGPT, like, because I've built up these email templates over the last few weeks on communicating assisted sales, lease options, whatever you want to call them, to agents, negotiating it from there. It's in this folder. It's quite a few templates here, and I just asked ChatGPT, like, give me a rating, and what did it say? Yeah, most ratings were sort of 5, 6 out of 10. I got 1 7 out of 10 on my estate agent criteria that I tell estate agents what I'm looking for. But there's definitely room for improvement for what I'm doing, and that should help my conversion rates. Okay, cool. Right, so that's a brief overview of the week. Did I miss anything? No, I didn't. Cool, I said brief overview. It's been about 15 minutes. Right, is anyone on the live stream? We've had 2 viewers, 3 viewers so far, and they've got bored and they said goodbye. Excellent news. Right. So 45 minutes to do the analysis, to look for new opportunities rather than just look at the old ones. Oh, another thing that happened this week is all of this dispatch, creative, ready for blah, blah, blah. I thought I did 4, and I did in the Premier Inn when I was up away for work 4 days ago. I beautifully crafted 4 more direct vendor letters, tailored them to each situation. Well, these 2 sort of saved. The untitled ones, they didn't save, something to do with the Wi-Fi, so I'm going to have to redo them. A bit annoying, took about half an hour, so yeah, a bit frustrating, but it's you know, a shit Wi-Fi over there, really. Right, so let's see if anyone is going to jump on. Anyone else? To be honest, let's stop caring. Let's just stop caring about it. Having said that, no, not like as in I'm not gonna chase. I'm not gonna chase. Yeah, I'm not gonna chase. If anyone's seen my story, let's see. A couple of people, but if they're not interested in watching, it's fine. Right, so 40 minutes now. Right, first thing we're going to do today is just yeah, have a look at some more opportunities. So I've got saved searches. Oh yeah, I did some more saved searches this week as well. Oh, you know, I've done quite a lot. I added some more saved searches this week. Let's have a look. Properties, view saved searches. This is more regarding lease options, and look, I'm not quite ready to analyse those deals, so today we're going to look for the ones I already had. But for what it's worth, just to let you know, I've added some hang on. For sale and for rent, yeah, that's a negative equity. And then I thought I did, but perhaps this was last night when I was tired. I thought I did this one, for sale and for rent reduced, but I haven't got any alerts on it. Silly me. Right, let's, oh, 6 p.m. every day. Haven't got any alerts for this search. Save. I also thought, is it property engine's fault things are not saving? You have the same with the letters. I also thought, I'm glad I checked this now. So we've got for sale and rent reduced, for sale and rent 5 miles. I also believe I did for sale and rent back and reduced. But I clearly I didn't. Right, so I'm going to open this one and then look at filters, and I'm going to go for sale and rent. Oh, for sale and rent 5 miles is back and reduced. No, I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I wanted the general for sale and rent. This is not good content, is it? Right, for sale and rent, I wanted a broad overview. Overwrite that. Okay, cool. Got alerts on that one. What I also wanted was for sale and rent reduced. Open that. So it has to be reduced at least 10%. To get 7. What I also wanted though was take that away, back up to our 50 over here, but I wanted to click on this button that says back and reduce, and this is very rare, but incredibly motivated. It's like, oh my god, I want to get rid of this property somehow and get some cash in, because I want it. I either want to sell it, I either want to rent it, and I've tried this before and I'm going back on with a new agent. Like, my god, these people will be incredibly motivated, but that is sold subject to contract, so that's not as interesting. But yeah, this one for example, so it's a little 3-bed flat. It's been reduced in price, we're trying to sell it, but we're also trying to rent it through, what is it? That's another sale. Maple syrup is to rent. So selling, renting, I mean, there must be very much on the motivated kind of side. And we had 2 maples, didn't we? Maple for sale, maple for rent. Yeah, so never heard of maple, didn't we? But yeah, so I wanted this search as well. It's got the alerts. No, I don't want to overwrite. I want to save as a new save search. For sale and rent rent back and reduced. Okay, cool. Right. So yeah, showing you the new save searches. The reason my brain went off in that direction is because I want to get some new deals in, and I know I talked a lot about lease options, so that's kind of been the theme of this week, really, because it's a sister sale has led me into that, because a sister sale is a short-term lease option, and for me to fully understand a sister sale and when to use the sister sale, when to use a lease option, it's like I kind of want to understand both, and I'm enjoying learning. From the business point of view, investing this much in just the learning, is this the right approach? Should I just try and just hammer some deals in? Probably, but no, I'm enjoying the learning. Right, so I have an automatic email thing for Property Engine, and I haven't looked at it in a while. Okay, so here is how I find new deals through Property Engine. I don't search. I rarely actually go onto any of these searches. Oh, sorry, that was start new one. No, what was that one? I rarely actually go onto any of my saved searches and go, oh, let's look at cash only and reduce. Let's open this, and let's scroll through what we're finding here. I rarely do this. I rarely do this because I want to be updated when something's been reduced further, or when something's come back on the market, or when something is sold. Sold subject to contract is a little bit annoying, to be honest. But because I don't have time to go through scrolling every single one, so I get notifications when there are any changes from every single one of the saved searches, and then I have a look through them, scan them, very quickly go, yep, that might work, put it in a pipeline. No, that definitely won't work. There's no comparables, get rid of it. Sometimes when there's no comparables, but there's one really solid comparable, so it looks like a potentially good deal, I will add it into the pipeline as like no comparables, but potentially good, because as arrogant as it sounds, maybe I'm not just thinking just like sell to dealers club. I know I'm in the dealers club, but you know, if my investor actually would like to take one on that doesn't quite meet the dealers club criteria, maybe it has 1 or 2 good comparables, well, I'll be silly not to have those deals ready for them. Okay, so I'm going to put this over there, because what I also do, I want to see if it's open. Yeah, I also have this on the other side, which is kind of my log of how good these save searches have been to me. I went through a little bit last week, so I won't go into it in too detail, but you can see in October I had these searches, then I did more searches in November, and then in December, well, I have actually just added 3 more searches, so when anything comes up I'll put those down, but you can see the red ones are ones that I've stopped getting alerts for, because I don't actually find them very useful based on the numbers and the quality that's coming through. I've also added a new section here that we're going to use today called repeat, because quite often the same property, it might be great quality, but it's coming in, it's already come in another search, right? So then if at the end of this month I can say, well, okay, back on 5 mile medium, the amount of times it's become back on, 2 to 3, that has given me, I don't know, let's say it's 10 quality properties. That has given me 10 quality properties. It's had to throw me 40 to get to the 10. And 5 of them are repeats. And then this one over here, reduced heavy, also 5 repeats, also 10 quality, but you know, only 20 volume. Or now, why did I put the repeats in? No, not also 5 repeats. Basically, if it's already come up in a search that's more effective, then it's artificially skewing the quality, right? Because yes, a quality property is in this search, but I could have got that same quality property from a more efficient search. I think I'm being smart, but I'm just not putting it in a smart way or explaining it smartly. Let's get going. So this one, reduce recently listed 5 miles. Oh, okay. So reduce recently listed. It's going to go up to 3. I'm going to click on it, and we're going to see together if this is good quality. Gosh, my laptop, I don't know. It's a very, very laggy recording today, isn't it? So perhaps I need to clear some storage space. Okay, so 615,000. Just briefly look through sort of the work that needs doing. Oh, the answer is it seems to have had a moderate refurb. Nothing too great. This is not a brilliant standard, but this is kind of what I would call a buy-to-let refurb. It would satisfy a buy-to-let, wouldn't it? But it's not particularly creative. It seems to have kept the existing sort of, got plenty of photos, isn't it? Kept the existing sort of layout. They've not really done the bathroom. So the great thing about this is you don't need to do any plastering. The carpets are probably fine because they're brand new. But you could spend about 10-20k just making it nicer. Maybe taking out some of these old, changing that bathroom, taking out, yeah, definitely. Because yeah, it's just a bit basic, isn't it? Purple bricks. Ah, interesting. Okay, right. So the next thing, so bear that in mind, it's probably going to be a 20 to 30 job just to like make this refurb a bit better quality, perhaps for a flip. I think, because they're trying to sell it for the family, but I just don't think that's the right quality of refurb that, you know, if that's a family home, I would want, really. So we're going to need to spend 20 to 30 just fixing that. But let's look at just bear that in mind, but we're actually going to look at the comparables. We're going to go 12 months. So we are looking dealers club criteria here, half a mile. And this criteria is very reasonable. I think, yeah, if you're looking within 1 mile, that's way too much variability. Oh, we just need to remember the square footage of our one, which was 111 square meters, sorry, meterage. So anything around 111, so 105, 116, 5 either side, maybe even 103, 4 would be fine. I mean, also lower, I would also have a look at this 99 one, because like, well, if it's lower, but you know, it's valued well. Actually, this is lower and nicer. See, that's the kind of thing. Oh, and they've kept an original stove. Amazing. This is the kind of thing where I get, well, I'd rather be in that kitchen than the sort of cheap buy-to-let one that's been fitted. yeah, obviously needs the bathroom redoing, but that's a much nicer place to be. Um, but that's only on 580. This one, it's not looking good, basically. First of all, this one, I mean, it's not modern enough to compare. I'm looking for comparing end value, so I'm looking for comparing something that has had the kind of refurb that I want to do to mine, otherwise it's not really a fair comparison. This one, yeah, no, it's not. Yes, obviously, plenty of properties that don't have the refurb. Is there therefore a lack of demand for the refurb? This one, I mean, the AI feature often says like well presented, but then you're like, is it? This one, yeah, it's all right presented. Is it refurbished? Will I call it refurbished? Not really. And even if I did, and that will have a comparable at 565, and our property was on sale for 615, wasn't it? So I'm not seeing anything here that is encouraging. So we're not. That was another reduced recently listed property, but we're not going to add it to the pipeline. It's not quality, and that's as quick as you got to be when you're analysing properties, especially if you don't have all the time in the world. I mean, if you're doing this as a full-time job, you probably don't need to watch my videos here at all. Um, oh, what's this? Oh, oh. Well, let's ignore that. I think it's because when I do my property criteria, I put other just for a laugh, and this is the laugh, which is plot of land, and I don't know how to do that yet. Do I want to in the future? Well, oh, by the way, we just need to reduce recently listed. So again, there. This is another one, reduce recently listed. So it's frequently in my inbox. Yeah, maybe for my own home in the future, I'd like a land opportunity. I don't know, for an investment. I prefer renovating what's already there than like ruining more countryside. You know what I mean? In that case, obviously, it was just a plot of land in the town anyway. But we're looking at here, so also bungalow. It's yeah. This is potentially good for an assisted sale in terms of it's modern, like 25 years ago, so it's just not quite maybe as desirable as they thought when they listed it for 650. But it has been removed, and it might be. Oh, okay. Of a past listing. After this listing, property sold for 555 in September. Alright, okay, so 555 is the true market value of this one. So obviously no quality there. That can be the issue of getting these removed notifications into my inbox, because sometimes it's just completely gone and it's a waste of time for me to click it. But other times it's sold subject to contract and then it will fall through again. So do I need a notification for removed, or should I just get a notification when it's come back? Maybe that's something I can actually write down here and consider for January. No, what is going on there? Elliot can't use Word. Yeah, I'll think about that. Laptop's gonna die. Laptop's going to die. Think about that, but I won't implement any change today. That's a bit of a boring admin task, going through like 15 searches and clicking no, I don't want this email. Okay, so this one, expensive one. Again, removed, so yeah, just like we're saying, do I need this? NW4, really nice postcode. NW4 seems to have a lot of Okay, now this is where it is interesting, where it's removed, but that means it's only removed with one agent, and it's on with another one. It's a fresh listing. Let's just reload that because it's giving me not giving me the arrows to move through the photos. It does that sometimes. The lime green kitchen. I feel like that was a big thing like 10 years ago. I don't know about now. Anyway, look, that property. What else could be done with it? Well, this one's a bit pants, perhaps, but it's not bad at all. So, probably it was just listed overvalued. Oh, right, this one's also negative equity. Is that? Sorry. Oh, yeah, right, this is a sort of a lease option with negative equity. Right, so we'll put it here. Alright, so think of it, that makes more sense. Like, I was thinking, well, there's nothing wrong with it. Aha, okay, so it's a negative equity because it was bought for 1.3 in August 2021. Aha, right. So, I will look at comparables. But this is the thing, I don't really know how to analyse a lease option thing yet. It's not really part of the Fontaine's course, because a lease option, when you analyse it, you're looking at what will the value be in about 5 years' time, based on some metrics. And it's like, well, do I look at... You also have to look at the current market value. So no, I think looking at comparables is valid. And that, you know, it's much better. If you may think, oh right, well, capital appreciation will just help the deal along anyway. But it's much better if a property is undervalued currently to take it on as a lease option. Let's have a look. Not seeing much evidence of 1.195 being undervalued, I have to say. Can't remember the square footage. Let me just guess it up again. Yeah, it's annoying when it does plot size, isn't it? But not the actual property size, where it should be here. 164. So 164. 173, broadly, yeah, acceptable, but less, something less, more, but 211 square meters, come on. 188, 164, that's too much, and there's no comparables for this one, so what I'm going to do, because I'm not, 100% on the sort of analysis of a lease option, and I do believe it is quite a lot to do with the situation rather than just the numbers. I'm going to put it in a pipeline, but I'm not going to call it quality. I'm going to put it in my sort of dirty pipeline of no comparables, but it might be interesting, perhaps. And I explained that sort of thing last week, so it might be interesting, but there's no comparables. Okay, moving on. Back 5 mile 3 plus. This is when it's been back on the market for 3 or more times. Yeah, I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? Oh, right, it's this. Okay, I should probably take away the other category, because I don't know what to do with that. And yeah, and it's so this one, it's a repeat. Deal with that. It was there. It was also reduced recently. So it is now back on 5 medium. So that's a repeat. And it's gonna be no. Okay, so 2 more back 5 on medium. So medium. I mean, I should just say 2 really. It's been back on the market twice. Let's have a little look at these properties. Remember, this is just one email, so this is just one day's worth of checks. Probably won't get through every single email today even. It's just one of them. It's like, I need to keep on top of it more every day, because you can have the emails coming to you as soon as it happens, but I find once a day is more than enough. So let's have a little look at this for a little bit of context. Beautiful garden, really nice. Oh, that's a floor, isn't it? So that might be putting off a few people. I mean, if I moved into that, I'd definitely be changing the floor, and that's a job and a bit, isn't it? That is. I hope that's not the main bathroom. If it is, that is small. Oh, there's a shower and bathroom and then toilet. Not that wall. That. Well, do you want to know? I do understand why those walls are there, because it's to separate the shitty smell. But it's just an open plan. But then that's why back in the day you didn't have open plan kitchens. Your kitchen smell stays in there. So yeah, open plan, but don't do smelly poos or smelly. Alright, let's stop wasting time. It was sold in September. So, yeah, no quality for that. Smelly poos or smelly food? This is going on YouTube, isn't it? Right, okay, I got shut up. Blenheim, that sounds... Blenheim Palace, haven't you, of course? Sounds fancy. I hate those alleyway gardens. But apart from that, oh, this is beautiful. I love the use of plants they've got inside. This is staged like a dream. And that's a nice fitted cabinet. So, sold subject to contract. Well, has it indeed? It's under offer. Right, okay. So, it might fall through. It's already been back on the market a couple of times. Let's have a look. Yeah, sold subject to contract. Back on the market. Sold subject to contract. Back on the market. So this has already happened twice. So is it worth putting in the pipeline to see if it falls through again? Well, we're going to have to look at the comparables. I have a feeling that looking at how nice this property is, we're going to struggle to get higher valued comparables, to be honest. So that I don't think this will be a deal. The more I hear from experts, though, anything's a freaking deal. It just depends on your experience and there. But I have the experience I have at the moment. I've got the tools I have, and I can't analyze and think every deal is a deal based on tools I'll have in 5 or 10 years time. So what was our square meterage? It was 88, so that's definitely also a comparable there. That's lower value. Lower value. Okay, perhaps this one. 660. Not even refurbed though. So I guess someone just fell in love with it. Is this a comparable? Okay. Yeah. Not refurbed. Interestingly, not refurbed, but selling for the same price as this one that is refurbed. What is going on, London? London, what are you doing? This one's is 97 to 88 too much? Wow, it's less money anyway. And this one, yeah, nice inside. Didn't look nice outside, did it? Nice inside. I would call this a comparable. It's sold for 625. I think. Yeah, like I was saying, there's nothing in that deal. All right, so we finished this email. So what I then do is click back and sorry again, it's so clunky today. But yeah, I'll delete that email, and then you see also 3rd December, 3rd December, 3rd December. I guess they were. Oh no, it's because mail campaigns ready for sending. Right, those direct to vendor letters that didn't end up working. Cool. So we don't actually have as many to go through today as I thought. 6 more here on Thursday this week. Reduced recently listed, that gets quite frequented quite a lot. Okay. Lyndhurst Avenue. Oh, aren't the roses nice? Come on, let's have a look inside. Right, okay, we definitely could. I like the feature, but what was it that Dartwood says? Oh, goodness me. So there's definitely a lot to be done on this property. Question is, can we afford to do it? So let's look at the comparables listed with another agent, so there is motivation there. Doesn't necessarily mean like loads of motivation, but again, it's been recently listed, it's been reduced. I think there's a fair amount of motivation. Is there a case to be made that motivation plus margin? Wow, I should make that a thing. Motivation plus margin equals deal. You heard it here first. Motivation plus margin equals deal. Is anyone on the stream to hear that? No, I got away with it. No one's going to hear it. Oh man, people might watch this up when I put it out as a video afterwards, but pretty much keep that to myself. Right, so our square foot are, oh yes, okay, 152. So anything similar to that. Alright, hello. We have 1,159,000. Oh, that's it. So we've got two comparables here, have we? If they've been modernised. Okay, yeah, and it sold for $1 million presumably, and they've gone into the roof, and they've gone out the back. That's a lot, isn't it? But yeah, okay, so it sold for $1 million. All right. Okay, that's a lot of work that has to be put into our property though. And this one again, similar square footage. Saved the comparable, sold for $1 million. And I can see that is modernised. I mean, yeah, that's exactly how you want to convert a house like this. The stairs going up that way, every sort of joist you can imagine, full open plan. That is a gem. And so there's motivation, there are comparables, but is there margin? Well, no. I mean, if our comparables are saying 1 million and we're on for 975, that is overpriced. We would need to get a reduction down to 850, I think, to make this viable. To maybe build out the side or the back. 850. So I'm gonna say no. If they reduce again, that should that should pop up on my list if they reduce again. But for now, that's not quality, is it? 25 grand, that's nowhere near enough margin to do that kind of flip. Alright, another one here. Hope that makes sense how I'm going through this. Maybe it's logical. And look, we've already got through like 10 deals today, haven't we? In just half an hour. It's a quick way of doing things. I don't need to go searching, it just emails come in. Right, so yeah, this one's dated. It's been reduced to 100k. So reduced quite, yeah, since July. 50k twice, so there's motivation. Is there margin? Oh my god, I'm going to keep using this phrase, this is so good. Motivation plus margin equals M plus M equals D. Or M plus M equals M. Motivation plus margin equals money. Christ, this is not working. It's a very different type of house with bed. 140 square meters. How is that a 4-bed for 69 square meters? Let's not even go there. Like a Victorian house. Where all the kids would just into a room. Okay, so we sorry, I forgot. What did I say? 140 square meters. Yeah, so I did want to compare to that one, but 159. It's vastly different, really, from 140. This one, it requires modernisation. This one also requires modernisation. This one is, here we go. This is like the one comparable, and this is hot. This is sexy. This is, oh, I hate it from the outside. Ew. And they didn't even think to paint the bit up there, whatever that bit is. Oh God, no, I don't want to. Inside, yeah. And then you leave your house for work in the morning. You get, ooh. Why did they were such stylish people inside, and then they did that. Anyway, wasting my time. This is definitely a comparable, so I will save comparable. 965. Let's look at their floor plans to see what they've done with it. So you enter in there. Reception's opened up to a little living space and then a kitchen diner, and I definitely think that's a little extension at the back there. Yeah, that's a little extension at the back there, I'm guessing. Yeah. So that's been added on. Yeah, which is it viable? Is there margin? So we get to 965. From 800. I think there's some potential there, because let's say this sits on again, it goes to 750, and we can get to 965. We don't need to take pay stamp duty. Alright, they've made some sort of crappy thing there, which suggests there would be permitted development to go out properly. So I think this is going to go in my pipeline because I'm interested. I'm interested in analysing this to see if it's a deal. Like I did last week, right? I'll break it down. I go, right, what do I actually think I need to do to achieve this sort of refurbishment? Yeah, so I'm interested. I'm not going to do that today. Don't have time to actually like go through the exact analysis. But I'm just showing you my shortlisting today, really. Yeah, I did say if I had time, we'll look at properties and specific searches. But like I said earlier, I rarely do that. It's mainly just looking at the email alerts. So this one, was it reduced recently listed? Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. Reduced recently listed. Quality. 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 That's good. Oh, I've added it to the no comparables pipeline, have I? Well, there's one comparable, and I'm going to put that in the notes section as well. One comparable at no, there's not no comparables. So I'm actually going to change the pipeline that's in. So no comparables when there's literally none. I'm going to put it just in one standard pipeline. Okay. I think the time's going to go off at any minute now for half 7 or something. But no, I think we've still got time to do a few minutes. Check what else. The top fan needs to be on. Needs to be on slightly less, I think. I end up shouting on the live streams, but again, it's been done, so it nice, looks good, so no complaints. Right, cash only and reduced. Don't often get this one pop up, so let's have a look. This reduced prop, so it's been further reduced. further reduced. It was already in the pipeline of cash only reduced. It's been further reduced. And look for cash only, which means they want speed. So this is one where perhaps I should analyze it as a flip as well as assisted sale, because the main objection I get with assisted sale is, well, I don't want to wait like 3 months for you to do up my property and then another 3 months for you to sell it for me. It's just not something I'm interested in. So here we go. The open plan has been done, but it's just been done, I suppose, like 20-30 years ago, and things are a bit tired. But so we don't need to change anything structurally. That's great. So that is just a quick new kitchen. Maybe new bathroom. Well, that's quite nice. That is quite nice, but it's quite tiny. It's saying no layout change actually. Well, I've got 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Perhaps we need to do more things to it. So I'm just doing this to think about the margin it might need. But again, yeah, massive kitchen, reception room, dining. Great, no problem with that. Oh, I see. We're looking at that little thing there. I think that's just a toilet, and the bathroom is there with something a bit more. But again, it's just 3 toilets. Not the biggest bathroom, is it? If you wanted to make it bigger, all you would do is eat into this storage cupboard. That doesn't seem to be a big job, really. Eat into the storage cupboard. Move this wall back, so actually the door to bedroom 2 comes here, and then you have a storage cupboard there. It's fine, isn't it? Storage cupboard there, and then you just move these walls back, and then you just go around the storage cupboard to open the door to there, or so there. Oh, yeah, just yeah, that seems absolutely fine to me. So nothing majorly structural. A new kitchen, diner, everything. Floors look a bit tired. Probably do them again. But that bathroom's lovely. So 50k max, right? I'd have thought. Really nice, spacious thing here. All the floors, but the walls look fine. Definitely floors, but the walls are fine. Maybe a little slight change here, but not super needed. You might take those out. You might not have to. It's not a great deal. Electrics, don't think they're needed. Although, what the frick is that? Okay, there's something that needs to be looked at there. So maybe a few bits of blast on electrics or whatever. But I would still say roughly in my head, 50k is what we need. So I say based on that, I'd want a 50k margin on top of that. So I'd want the comparables here to come in at 1.025 million or above. Let's have a look. Oh, this was listed for rent as well. Is it still listed for rent? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, right. So it's possible, and that's with the same agent. So the same agent. Okay. Yeah. And I think when this property came into my email inbox, I hadn't set up the for sale and to rent save search, so that didn't pick it up. So I'm glad I picked it up just then. Because this could be, if they're wanting cash flow, not necessarily just to sell it. It could be something super. It could be like, no, they do really want to sell it, but they just don't want to sell it whilst losing money on their mortgage. Okay, fine, we take care of your mortgage, but maybe that comes off so for 6 months paying down your mortgage, £2 a month, in total 12 grand, but that's coming off the agreed purchase price that we agree with. Let's say we agree at 925, but that's minus 12 grand, so you'll get 913. It could be something like that. It could be longer term if actually they're not too bothered about selling the house and really they just need cash flow, then it's something longer term, more like a lease option, blah blah blah. But I need to silence my brain because we're just going through cutting back and forth mode. And yes, the timer just went off, so we're getting towards the end of our stream here. Hope you've enjoyed just going through my process. Hopefully, maybe it teaches you a few things. Maybe it makes you think, what are you doing? And you might want to suggest for me to how to do it better. So, what we're looking for? We're looking for 1.025. But I think I've wasted my time. We're not seeing that. We're not seeing that. What are we comparing to? I can't remember. Okay. But again, it could be one, if it reduces again, have we got scope for something? I don't need the plot size, I need the house size. That's 98, okay, 98, 99, okay, so 91 here, I might suggest something. That's quaint, isn't it? That's not, okay, I would say this is a comparable. It's beautiful inside and a nice cottage inside. So, mind you, this is only sold subject to contract. Could be that they've agreed lower than 995, couldn't it? So it might not be as safe to assume that's 995. I'll keep it as a safe comparable. This one, 965. Less modern, but I'll keep it as a comparable because it's not like really old, right? It's like maybe just needs a new kitchen, but it's not a biggie. It's pretty modern. It's pretty nice. Okay, pretty homely property, that one. All right, so we've got these two comparables, but they're not above 1 million. And then what's this one saying? What's this one saying? Okay, that's a bit old fashioned. This one 93, 95 here, that's very close. More new style development, which is not as attractive, but it is modernized. It is sort of modernized. Is it? It's kind of vanilla modernized, vanilla buy-to-let modernized, and ooh yuck. So yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Is it comparable? I'm not sure about that one. Hey, sold from September. Not sure that's a fair comparison actually. This is our one, and I'm guessing this one is a bit dated. Yeah, alright. Granny's little cottage there. So, what do I think? Will I put this one in our pipeline? So, last deal of the day today. Will I put this one in our pipeline? I could ask the comment section if we had one, but we don't. So no, I've just got to think myself. The average of those two is 980. But remember, that one was only sold subject to contract, so 980 might even be a bit too much. And then our property was 925. But there's not a lot of work that needs doing to it. So it does have the flavour of an assisted sale in that it's not completely wrecked, but it's still not attracting buyers because that wooden floor is just the first impression you see. Oh, well, we'll have to spend on the wooden floor and we'll do all of this, and also it's for sale and to rent, so there could be some sort of lease option. So I think this property is interesting. I'm adding it to the pipeline, but I'm putting a label here that it is. Do I have it overpriced? Because considering the comparables are around 980, so asking price needs to get well under 900, not even 900, well under 900, 875, that kind of thing. But could it do that in this market? It was added in February. Could it go down another 50k? I don't see why not. So because its last reduction was 70k. So would they put it down another 50? Perhaps. Alright, so that was quality, cash only and reduced. Great. Quality, good. So it's interesting though, they're looking for speed perhaps. How many more of this email thread have we got? 3 more. Let's do 3 more. Let's do 3 more today. Might take another 10 minutes. This one was. Oh, hang on a minute. This is a repeat. So, it's actually got poor EPC. Okay. Oh, it's got poor EPC. Oh, that. Oh no, that. That's annoying. I'm trying to rent it with poor EPC. Good luck with that in a few years. 3 years, I think it is. It's got poor EPC. So obviously the the refurb quote might be a bit bigger. So yeah, we just have to note that that is a repeat, so it's come up in multiple searches. That is a repeat, just like myself, repeating myself. This is different, only poor EPC. We've got another one. I don't know if I like this save search, poor EPC. My thinking was that, well, I mean, it might just give properties that are really in need of work, but actually I think this just has poor EPC because it's got old glass and it's quite big. And but I believe this property's been sold now. Yeah, no longer on the market. I believe it's been sold. Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? Huge but cold, apparently. Poor EPC. Alright, so not good, not quality there. This one, is that the same thing? Yeah, right. So we've got another one. See, that didn't take too long to finish off that email. Okay, interesting to know. Benefit of having all these searches though is that I know that that's also a probate, which again can be good for assisted sale. I can't remember why. I think it's the cash on exchange thing that can be good for the probate, the blah 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 thing. Okay. So that's what I think. Yeah, just offer some cash on exchange for a probate. So I have 2 more to go through. That's my first thing. Now we tend to round off with goals for next week. So we've found 2 properties that we're going to put in our pipeline there that, well, I might say it there to analyse. I would actually say that that property we last looked at definitely needs another big reduction, so I'm not going to prioritise analysing it. The other one is kind of close. It's close to being there, isn't it? That one that was reduced 100k to 800k. Where is it? This one here. So that's pretty close. If you've got a comparable at 965, we might be close there at 800k. Might be. So I'm going to analyse that. I know it does need a fair bit of work, doesn't it? Let's remind ourselves. Fair bit of work. But it doesn't look terrible. It's like this. So that one might be close. We've got the comparable at 965. But there's only one comparable, but come on. Let's get investors into my club. They get the dealers club. It's great. It's great. It's been a very big helping hand to me. Right. So first thing I'm going to do is analyze, like I did last week, the full breakdown. NW108AT. Next thing we're going to do is, actually I'll probably do this one before that, is to finish email searches, and it's not something you just finish because they keep coming every day, so brackets, keep on top of it. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do, well, what I didn't cover on this live stream is this kind of thing I'm working on, bubbling away in the background, which is the lease options sort of thing. So I'm going to finish making that lease option analyzer. Analyzer. And also, when I'm analysing this one, I mean, I put it to Facebook how I analysed the last one, and all I got was you could stick a cheap kitchen in, so that wasn't very helpful. Just try and think how else I can get advice or help, or any sort of learning. Let's be honest, ChatGPT on how to break down build quote. The thing for me is not getting the price of something, because I think that's fine. The thing for me is learning what needs to be done as well. I could perhaps ask ChatGPT for that, but yeah, it's knowing what needs to be done. Because, okay, like if I didn't know the exact price of something, okay, I thought rewiring was 5,000, it's actually 7,000. Okay, I'm out by 2,000. But if I didn't know rewiring needs to be done at all, and it's 7,000, then I'm out by 7,000. So that is worse, in my opinion. So knowing exactly what needs to be done is something to work on. And then as I learn, I can analyze lease options, etc. I'm going to follow up on those other properties that I showed at the beginning of today, and follow up with those agents. I think particularly with I think there was a chap called, there was one of them, the one Dan managed, which was a chain break situation. And if the chain is about to collapse, they need help quickly. Which sounds scary, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But also, even if I'm not directly the person that helps, but if I listen to the situation like they need help now, and I can somehow connect them with an investor or whatever, that could go to my advantage. That they'll take the help that they can get, and hopefully I can just provide that bit of help, even if it's just having a little bit of understanding on what lease option is. Right, so we have reached how long? 1 hour 20. Yeah, that's pretty good. 9 viewers, not bad. Thank you for tuning in if you did. And this will also be recorded as a video, so it'll be posted as a video as well, just without all the rubbish waiting and stuff that I did at the start. So the video might be like an hour and 10 or something. So yeah, pretty lean today, pretty quick, pretty efficient. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all next week, unless I manage to post a video, a conventional video in that time. so which would be nice. But yeah, see you next week.